Good day everyone! Today we start with our last topic of Season 2, specialty lines. As for the other four, I will give an overall introduction while my excellent teammates will focus on Sylvie, our star, has been awarded the space and aviation. Laurent, the brave man of the team, will dive into the sea and surf on the tricky waves of marine. Clémence, our fearless bright actuary, has been elected to unveil the intricacies of credit and surety. Let's start with the overview. Specialty lines, so what? According to different reinsurers, you will see that their definition organizations differ. Some say that specialty lines are the non-life line of business that are not P&C, property and casualty. Others argue that complex line of business, D&O, professional liability, should also be treated as specialty lines. Regardless, from agriculture to renewable energy and the rapidly increasing and soon dominant line of our business, cyber, the scope is very wide and continues to increase as new risks emerge. This time, we do concentrate on the above-mentioned lines of business. Aviation and space. Worldwide premium volume for these lines of business is quite small and increases and decreases depending on claims experience, price competition, and economic activity. Number of satellites launched, a reduction of commercial flights due to volcano in Iceland, COVID-19, etc. For our purpose, let's take the figures $800 million for space and $2 billion in aviation. In disaster risk scenarios that underwriters establish, one event could easily consume 100% of a yearly worldwide premium. Aviation started only at the beginning of the 20th century and civil aviation even later. Today, it's a major part of our modern life for business and private trips, as well as for the transportation of cargo. Very large airport infrastructures, dedicated roads, and high-speed trains networks have been built over the world. Hundreds of thousands of employees work within this industry. Insurance has followed this growth, providing many different insurance coverages: the airline liability, airport traffic liability, total or partial loss of an aircraft, passengers' personal accident, travel PA, machinery breakdown, and products liability, for instance for aircraft engines, grounding of aircraft, etc. So many types, not to mention war, terror, WTC. Disruption through COVID had and still has a major impact on activity of this industry. Sylvie, on to you. Good luck. Space is obviously a more recent field, but has become necessary in our today's world for communication, localization of Earth's resources, weather forecast with better warning systems allowing for a reduction in human and material losses. Scientific researches of all kinds, going much beyond my knowledge. A field of competition between countries with spy satellites. As for aviation, due to the high sum insurance and uncertainties associated with the launch of satellites and operation in orbit, a few insurance covers have been offered through our industry and reinsured accordingly. Sylvie, this another space for your competency. Marine. It may seem strange to consider marine a specialty line of business, as marine insurance was the first type of cover ever provided by the nascent insurance industry. Although this once dominant line of business has seen its relative importance decrease gradually to a modest size, there has been dramatic changes over the years in the size of risk covered with VLCC container ships with high sum insurance in terms of both hull and cargo, pollution liability. In addition to ocean-going cargo ships, coastal cargo ships, fishing vessels of all sizes and technology, we have seen a sharp increase. Privately owned leisure ships, from very simple vessels to high-value yachts. And when moored at port, these vessels represent a high risk of conflagration, be it from fire, hurricane, tsunami, or other hazards. Laurent, our underwriter for Japan, please, Captain, guide us through the fabulous Okusai wave, credit and bond. Credit is a key to allow our economic world to work. There are a lot of different types of credit insurance: microcredit, short tail, consumer credit, trade credit insurance with high sum insurers, export credit, often covered through dedicated specialized export credit insurance companies that belong to or have the support of the state most of the time. There may be political risk attached, and contracts may last even more than a decade. Credit insurance is diversified and complex. It requires specialized companies and dedicated reinsurance underwriters. We can see with the failure of Lehman Brothers in 2008 and the ensuing breakdown of the economy and the worldwide dramatic impact caused by COVID in 2020, how credit insurance is a necessity and how governments are required to create schemes enabling credit insurance companies to continue providing their services to consumers and the enterprises overall, thus avoiding a major crackdown of the economy, bringing a major financial crisis, social unrest, etc. Bond is not a fascinating story like the ones from the famous Brit Bond, James Bond, call me James. No, it's another way of helping the ongoing of the economy through performance bonds, which protects the due completion of contracts. You have many types of bonds: bid bonds, supply bonds, custom and exercise bonds. There are markets where bond insurance is quite common, like Italy or Canada. There are other markets where bonds are hardly sold and the banks play a dominant role. I leave it with Clemence, our bright lady underwriter for Italy, to develop this topic. With this, I have to leave and say goodbye. Thanks for your kind attention.